Ba-da-do. Hello, Reptile. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Hello, welcome to the stream, Dirty Dan. We are working on doing a channel, like an artwork overhaul of the channel right now. And so I'm just kind of coming up with some ideas currently. And I am also drawing requests, doodling requests, if there's something y'all want to see drawn. Fast and rough. Anyways, alright. I've heard of them, gorillas. I've never actually, like, watched them or listened to them, but I can definitely give it a real quick search. Hold on. Oops, just hit my microphone. Let's see. Alrighty. Hold on. It's just... I also just realized I should probably pop this out and put that right there. Hey, welcome to the stream, Cassie. How's it going? Okay. So let's start with the head. And let's do some ears. And let's actually do another layer for this. Okay, strand there. I think there's a strand there, and strand there, and there. Alrighty. Let's go over to this side really quickly. Alrighty. And then, I don't actually, what's the top of the head look like? I don't know. I don't actually see any. So we're just going to do that for right now. And then... under here. That's not what I meant to do. Whoops. Doot. Flip. Horizontally. Did I accidentally got rid of the nose I drew. Let's get rid of the head shape. That doesn't need to be there anymore. I think we're missing some stuff here. Hold on. A rat in a mech suit. I can draw a rat in a mech suit. Just merge that down now. Draw. I don't know how to draw that. I don't think I can capture the beauty that would be reliably. What do you think? Rip Ernesto. 1 month survivor, damn. Here's our rat. Let's add some stuff to his ears. Hold on. There we go. Beautiful. Do we color the rat in, or do we leave him uncolored? Make him orange? Make the rat orange, or make the suit orange? An orange rat? Cheese colored rat? What orange would we like for the rat? Or for the armor? That's a question. This is more orange. That's more of a yellow. A ginger rat? Can rats be ginger? I don't think I've ever seen one. A ginger rat. But alright, now we do the insides of his ears. Beautiful. Ginger rat, bro. Ginger rat. Let's give him his metal mech armor really quickly. Screw it, give him some like light blue lights on this thing too. Beautiful. What's his name? We need a name for this guy. I want to see some name suggestions for this rat. Prison Remy. Prison Remy. Draw Baja Blast eating. How does a Baja Blast eat cheese? How does one. Hold on. How would. Okay, hold on. Let's draw. The Baja Blast. And then let's. Hold on, I have an idea. And then, of course, we need to draw the cheese. Okay. And now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have the Baja Blast be holding the cheese and eating it with its straw. There we go. That's how Baja Blasts consume their nutrients, bro. Alright. Windows for the Coliseum. Let's see. Trying to figure out a new banner, and I don't know what it would be. What it should be. Scratching this. Scrapping it. A stream in human hours? Welcome to the stream, Maggie. What am I drawing in? Like, what is the app? I'm drawing in Procreate right now. Alright, what do we want the banner for the channel to be, bro? What do we think? Something chill or something more action-packed? Just kind of sketching out ideas right now, but I don't know what we should do. Oof. CSGO trading problems. That's rough, my man. That's rough, buddy. Alright. Let's see. We got... Okay, up here and down here. Well, actually, all of up here and up down here are for a TV. This is for desktop. This is for tablet, and this is for phone. Let's start with the text first, I guess. Let's start with the text. Let's start with Elite. Friendly. Alrighty. Okay. Circle. Other gas canister. Just like that. Draw a sick man with realistic eyes staring at you. Can do. At least I can try to. Yo, stop action, my mans. Welcome to the stream. Down. Make a turtle eating ice cubes in front of an ice cube family. That's crazy. Diabolical, even. Hold on. Let's get the body of the turtle done. Alright, there's a shell. And oops, hold on. Alright, there we go. And now we just need the family. Hold on, we gotta move the stick figure. Pardon me, sir. Do I make proper art sometimes? Yes, I do. Sometimes, when I'm feeling in a drawing mood. Let's give this one a top hat. That one gets a top hat. What hat should this one get? I don't know. What? This one just won't get a hat. Demure ice cube. We'll do another one right here. No, right over here. Do little tiny eyes for him. Like he's shocked. Alrighty, I think I've... Hold on, let's put a little bit... There we go. I think I completed that task. Draw a pumpkin with legs and a water gun. I can do that. Ooh, alright, we gotta make room for this stuff. Hold on. Oh. Gotta make sure to bring Remy's colors with us. Pumpkin. Is it a pumpkin or is it a jack-o'-lantern? Like, does it have a face carved into it or no? Okay, give him some shins. And then another foot. We're just gonna go with the classic sharp tooth smile and eyes for this pumpkin. And water gun, so we're gonna make the handle, make the trigger, make the pump that pumps up the water gun, make the actual water, like, gallon part of it. give it a scope, because why not? There we go. Rain World Artifice. You mean the red guy? Is that the one? I can't remember which guy's the artificer. Yeah, I can't speak. Is it the red one? The guy with the bombs? Yeah, that's him. Um, let's give him his little pause. There we go. Beautiful. Let's clean up this bit a little bit. Boop, boop. He will join the others in the line. Okay, back to this. Oh, I just realized I forgot he has a scar over his eye. Can't forget that. Okay. Let's draw that. Separate his faceplate from... Come on, there we go. Awesome. Okay. Did I accidentally draw that? I did. Let's get rid of that. Right, now, how many characters do I want to be on this banner? I don't know. Let's see. Alrighty. Let's get his pocket in there. We'll do this. Let's make his arms a bit more of at an angle so that it's actually making sense when we put his arm into the pocket. Okay, maybe a little less of an angle, I guess. Just like that. This one should be fine at the angle it's at. Gonna need to add a little bit more here though. There we go. Alrighty. Well, how was all your guys' Halloween yesterday? It seemed like it was... The freaking price of candy is crazy. Let me tell you. Something's off with the hoodie. Hold on. It's It's this one that's off, I feel like. feel like it needs to be brought out a bit. Or maybe it just needs to be a little smaller on the forearm part. This bit right here is kind of big. I feel like the pocket isn't nearly big enough either. We're making the pocket bigger. Just like that. Perfect. And then that's better. Okay. I think that's better. Let's make his chest not as wide. There we go. And now we can start the coloring process. Oh wait, hold on. Gotta erase the line in there. Just like that. Erase that little bit that's over there for whatever reason. Thinking, I don't really like that this reaches all the way over, so I'm thinking of, yeah, like that. Same with that. Draw a samurai cat, eh? I think I can do that. Start with the ears. Come on. There we go. Now. Let's take a look at a samurai helmet. Right. And then we gotta draw this. I think the ears need to stick out a little bit more. So let's erase those bits and make them stick out a little bit more. And it's another part. And there's like this part of the samurai helmet. Also, I just realized, did I didn't. My bad. Just realized my Spotify playlist was still going without looping the playlist that I had, which I've made sure is copyright-free music. Whoops. Might end up being an issue later, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, now let's give our cat a face. Is season 4 of The Witcher show good or is it bad? Okay. There's the head of our little samurai cat. And now for the body. Well, I'm glad they're at least starting to be a bit more faithful to the actual original. Let's see. Then we have the big, like, pauldron thingies that samurais have. Let's make those really quickly. Oh, Spark After Dark, welcome to the stream, my mans. And then because it's a samurai, we know we gotta give him a katana. A sheathed katana, but katana nonetheless. Beautiful. That's kind of thick, but we'll shrink that down a little bit. I'd play a game based around this cat. I am currently working on making a new banner for my YouTube channel, but I'm also taking drawing requests. Alpha lock, and then right here. I'm gonna finish that, and then this one. Okay. Let's color these lines. Panda with some cool shades? Yes, sir, I can. There we go. Give him his shades. And then let's give him his snout. Kind of forget what a panda snout looks like. Hold on. It's right there. Ears are black. Okay. And then give him some legs. And let's give him his arms. Let's paint his legs. A tie too. I got you. Striped tie or just a straight colored tie? So hold on, let's reference this really quickly and then actually make this guy right. Polka dot tie coming right up. What color of polka dots is the question? Blue polka dot? And then really quickly underneath that we'll do a darker blue. I think another dot needs to go there. There we go. Merge that down. Beautiful. There we go. Might as well put some right there. Cool, cool. Now, thinking we make like a banner to have the text on for this. So let's go here to the behind that, actually, right here. Get the banner is going to be like this. Wait, not that far. Like that. There we go. Now we need a name for the bear, for the panda. A night on a castle. I can do that. Let's finish this. And this. Connect these two. Okay. Night on a castle. Start with the towers of the castle. Let's put a line all the way across that. Draw the tower. Goes all the way down and over. Boss, all right. In the blue. There we go. Okay, now let's move it over. And let's copy and paste. Flip it this way. Rotate it a little bit. Just like that. Okay, now we need an actual place for the knight to be, so we're gonna merge down and we're gonna get rid of this middle section here. And we're gonna draw our knight. let's erase that. Beautiful. Actually, yeah, let's have these go over past here to like there. Now for the horizon. We're gonna do a sun. And some clouds. Now we're going to do a alpha lock, and we're gonna make this a bright yellow. Oh wait, alpha lock. Oops. And now we'll alpha lock it really quickly. Now white for the clouds. Oh. And we'll reference that and make this gray. Oh, whoops. Fill that in. Fill this in. And then we'll have the castle pretty much colored. Gotta do the doors still. A nice wood color for those. Like that. Just a brown. Handles too. Nice. For the night, a little bit of a lighter gray. And we'll do like a red for the cape. Cool. Let's move this castle over to here. No, we'll keep it where it's at. this can be moved over ever so slightly. And now let's finish up this banner. Little panda guy was suggested by Spark After Dark. A great suggestion. We love it. Whoops. Gotta reference that first. Not quite vibrant enough of a red. Not too vibrant. Somewhere in the middle. Yeah, that's good enough. Bit of a darker red for where's alpha lock? There it is for the inside. Line art. Like that. Okay. Now, to make the thing holding it up, she's gonna. Oh, it's still alpha locked, that's fine. Silly me. Oh, whoops. Okay, let's get a little bit of a brown. There we go. However, we're going to alpha lock that, and we're going to get a darker brown. We're going to do some just like lines. Like that. There we go. And in the middle here, somewhere right here, I think we'll do like a knot. Okay. Now we're gonna need some like chains, I think, to kind of do a little bit there. That actually does too. Hello, Red Wolf Boy Studios. Welcome to the stream. There we go. That looks better. Let's get rid of that. And that's the same. Like that. Get rid of that little bit right there. Starting to look better. This little bit needs to be fixed down here. There we go. Alrighty. Yeah, I've never actually done, I don't think I've done an art stream before. I'd have to go back and actually look at all my old live streams, but I don't think I have. So this is definitely a new experience. And I don't know if people are actually interested in art streams like this, or not. So you guys let me know if you would like to see more of these. Now let's get that a little less thick. There we go. Now come here. Some gray. Have I ever thought about making a stop motion collab or contest? I've thought about it. I mean, I don't really have any experience in that field, so I'm not sure how good it would be, but I have thought about it. So if you guys would be interested in that kind of thing, then I could definitely give it a shot for sure. I don't know if I would, what the theme would be though. Those usually have a theme, right? Contests do. Alright, almost done with the chain. And just like that, I think we're done with that. Oh wait, hold on. Now we're done with that, so select those two layers. Copy and paste that. Bring it over here. Flip. Boop. Just like that. Oh. It didn't bring the, understand, it didn't bring the main color with it. That's okay though. We can just plop that in there. Would it be specifically stop motion or different types of animation? That's a good question, Spark. I don't know, but I would be down to do just an animation thing in general, because I love all types of animation, whether it be 3D, 2D, stop motion, freaking a flip book, bro. Somebody record a video of them making a flip book. I'd love to see it. So probably just do an animation thing, not even just like a stop motion one. Because they all are dope to watch. It might be a little hard to like judge all types of animation, so they might be in their own like categories. But and then maybe I'll have like a category that has all of them together if you want to compete against another animation type or something. I don't know. Okay. That's that bit done. Okay. Is that Denji in the top right corner? No, although it definitely could be. Character named Noodle from the band Gorillaz, I think. I don't know. That's what the person wanted me to draw. Who was that again? Dirty Dan wanted me to draw Noodle from Gorillaz. I don't know if that's how you say their band name or not. I would assume so. Alright. What do I fill up the space of this banner with now? I've got the main stuff done. I guess we're just gonna make... I'll put like just a giant... I'll put the Colosseum from the Shattered Isles behind all of this. So... where do we want... Let's make sure I'm on the right layer. Halo character? Do we got a specific Halo character we want drawn, or just any Halo character? Also, if I was to make a whatchamajigger, one of my brains stopped working. Hold on. If I was to make a competition or a collab for animation stuff, I'm not sure if I would be able to give like rewards to the winner or anything. That might be a little out of my capabilities at the moment. So would you all still compete in a collab or a competition? Maybe I'll just do a collab and not have... just kind of show everybody's animations. I don't know. Would you like a competition or a collab? Whereas the first one, you can get first place, second place, third place, or just a collab where it just is like everybody's animations in a big long video. Any Halo character, huh? I've got one in mind. Yeah, collabs are just people coming together, so that's not... I was getting a collab and a competition mixed together. I was being dumb, my bad. Hold on. Okay, let's come here. Let's see. Guest 666. I will look him up and try drawing him after I finish this Mr. Red Wolf Boy's request. Okay, let's do his two things here. Is this a canon Halo character? No, but it will be a Halo character nonetheless. Yeah, collab might be more fun and more manageable to actually set up and do. this kind of just comes down like that. Contest would be difficult because if someone wins, you have to send them the prize. Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, I don't have the capacity to ship anything currently, so. Okay. Let's add in his colors. Let's see. Let's go. Alright. It is Caboose. It is indeed. Alrighty. And for a theme or like what the collab would be about, I'm thinking maybe like a fight scene. I'm thinking. I guess, is this a Roblox character? This is a Roblox character though. Alright, hold on. Seeing a lot of different variations of this guest guy. But I'm guessing this is his most. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe like a fight scene. So, and it doesn't have to be like anything crazy. It's just, it would be just like, it could be like freaking 5 seconds long if you wanted it to be. But because once I actually like finish doing like upgrading a lot of my custom figures for my Shattered Isles series, the Shattered Isles series I'm making is a lot like kind of about fighting, and it's gonna have a lot of fight scenes, so I feel like it would be cool to have that kind of thing. Okay, so this is a okay. It's one arm. Let's copy this. Copy and paste. Flip over to here. Okay, we gotta move this guy. He's running out of room over here, so we'll move him over here. I didn't take that arm with me. Hold on. Merge down. There we go. Oh, I accidentally took part of the castle with me. There we go. Let's just do this part of the... So he has a baseball cap. This guy looks like somebody who's trying to be scary, but he's just like goofy enough that you can't take him seriously. Okay. So he's just black with the Shattered Isles is a series that I'm currently working on. I'm working on the first episode of it. But it's a original series that I'm making that is kind of like based around gladiators and a world where a lot of people have like abilities and stuff and fight in arenas and stuff. So I guess that would be the theme of the channel, would be gladiator arenas. I don't know. Bro, I just be doing whatever. Whatever seems cool. Okay, he has a brown hat. Like a dark, like that color of hat. With a, like, red thing. Like that color. And then, like, a darker red. And this is guest on his arm. Guest. Hey, welcome back, Stop Action. I don't know. Does he have Roblox on his chest? All of the ones I see have Roblox on his chest. Do some eyes. And then we're gonna do, ooh, so spooky, white smile. Got me shivering in my boots. Truly. Okay. So. Back to business. That's not what I want. I don't want a straight line. I want a curved line. Not that curved, though. Screw it. We're just doing that. That works. Beautiful. I like animating fights more than animating a civil conversation between characters. Yeah, I mean, fights are just cool. And they don't have to be like, you can do so much with fight scenes too. There's so many storytelling like options and stuff. It's just so fun. But that's why I kind of wanted to, if any of you have seen the absolute GOAT Gilded Guy, the legend he is, he's my main he's like my main inspiration for the Shatter Dials, along with a ton of other things that, you know, have helped out shape the world. But Gilded Guy is just amazing, and I love his animations, and that kind of storytelling through fight scenes is awesome to me. Okay, let's pull up Coliseum. Yeah, dude is freaking so cool. Okay. What's my favorite animator in stop motion? Ooh, that's a tough one. I don't, you know, for being a stop motion animator, I don't actually watch that very many stop motion animators on YouTube. But if I had to pick one, hold up, let me pull up his channel name. I can't actually remember it off the top of my head, but he made a dope animation recently. Treason? This guy that I recently watched an animation by, Animation Break. He's very cool. His dummy battle is freaking sick. That animation, which he just released 8 days ago, actually. And then Lofty, I watch him occasionally. His new Repo animation is really funny. I enjoyed that one. But honestly, that's like pretty much like it, really. I mean, like, I watch stop motion animations every once in a while when they come up on my feed. I'm just not very subscribed to very many. A stop motion animation that does stick with me to this day and kind of got me into it, though, is Battle of the Brick. I don't know if any of you have seen that. It came out 13 years ago, so maybe not. But it was amazing for one of my first ever like stop motions that I ever watched. and it got me into it. It was freaking crazy, dude. I still watch that animation every once in a while. I revisit it. Okay, let's make the pillars now. Oops. Time for pillars. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It's very cool, but it's a Halo stop motion with like custom Halo minifigures. It's freaking a short film, honestly. But yeah, I know it's kind of treason that I don't subscribe to very many stop motion artists, but you know, what are you gonna do? They might be knockoff. I don't actually know. They probably are. Wee. Let's see. Okay, now that I've done that, I guess we'll color it in. That didn't work. Oh, I gotta reference it. Hold on. Reference. Hosting a collab, what would the date be? That's a good question. I'd have to actually like think about it a little bit more before I gave like a actual deadline or anything. But I'll probably make an animation to announce it, which will I think would be good. I don't currently don't have my main like mascot figure available, so I can't animate it right now because he's being worked on. Upgraded, you could say. A little spoiler for the next animation, I think this week, if all goes well. Next week, if all goes well, I mean. But, there you go. Above that. Probably, although if I had to like take a guess, I'd probably probably after Thanksgiving, maybe. How many days are between Thanksgiving and Christmas? I don't want to do it right when people are like trying to celebrate a holiday with their family, you know? So Bro, Windows 11, why don't you tell me when holidays are on the calendar? Like, that's your one job of a calendar. Bro. Calendar. Who here freaking hates Windows 11 and wished we could have stayed with Windows 10? Okay. Checking the calendar on my phone. That one's reliable, at least. Okay, Thanksgiving's on the 27th. Christmas is on the 24th and 25th. How long would be a good amount of time to give people to animate? Like, ranging from like 2 weeks to a month. Like, what amount of time would you guys like to have to animate something? Back to the library. Wild grass. Okay, that's what I was kind of thinking. Maybe a month would be a good thing. So maybe, yeah, fight scenes do take a while. So maybe a month. And if it's gonna be a month, then I'll probably end up doing it next year. Because I don't want people to feel like super limited. But I also don't want to give them like so much time that they procrastinate, because I know I procrastinate like a mother muffin. Especially if I'm like, oh, I've got 2 months, bro. I can just chill, you know? I ain't in a rush, and then boom. I got only half the animation done, and I've got 2 weeks to finish it. And I'm like, oh, frick. What the hell am I supposed to do? How did it get this bad? Alright, let's see. Let's do, I don't know, freaking some like barrels or something up in the front. That's not the brush I want to do that with. And honestly, if my first ever collab thing goes well, I might end up doing one for yearly ones, like maybe a spooky themed one for October, and then maybe like I don't know, what other holidays would there be to do an animation for? Freaking Valentine's Valentine's Day, bro. That'd be funny. Let's duplicate that. Shrink it down a little bit. Distort. Just like that. And then, I don't know, maybe make a box over here. Where's my reference currently? Let's not have that as the reference. Let's fill this one in. Boop. Nice. Alpha lock it. Give it a metal color to do the lids. Damn. The rejection is heavy with this one. Okay, now we do alpha lock on that one, not alpha lock on this one. Do a darker brown to do the things inside of the barrels. The ribs of the barrels. Maybe a 4th of July one would be fun. Animate some fireworks. Or just something blowing up. Just animate something blowing up for 4th of July. Okay, now we get inside of this with the brown. Where's this? Let's alpha lock that. Make sure I have that color. Let's do a darker one. Up the side of my brush. There you go. There we go. don't really know what else to add now. It's got the main bits done. AKA, it's got the name of the channel on it. And it's about all it really needs. Although I might move Mr. Elite over a little bit. Is he still in the safe? He is, I think. Yeah. Okay. Dope. I think that's pretty good. Any suggestions on what to add for the... Any suggestions to finish the banner? That's true, I could do some shading. That it would. Hold on. But let's see. Clipping mask. Maybe not that dark. There we go. Maybe you could add a character you like from a show. That's true, it could. Let's see. I also think I'm gonna add a little bit of shading over top the barrels as they get farther away or closer to the edge. Like that. If I was to add a character, the question is which character would I add? I have an idea. We're gonna add another character from the Shattered Isles really quickly. Hold on. Peeking up over the banner. What's my favorite Pokemon? Don't kill me, but I don't really play Pokemon, so I don't know. If I had to choose one though, I guess, what's his name? Freaking Taco Down. That's not his name. What's the freaking... I just tried to search up his name and I just got a ton of tortilla pictures. Oh, that's amazing. What's the starter Pokemon that's like a crocodile and is blue? What's his name? I can't remember. It starts with a T, right? I can't remember. The only Pokemon thing I've ever played is freaking Pixelmon, bro. Totodile. That's it. That's his name. I've only ever played Pixelmon, and that's it. Let's draw the head in its entirety so that don't want it deform. We want it to be a little bit smaller than an elite's head, proportion-wise. And then... frick, hold on. Hold up, just a second. We're just gonna do... Oh, wait, no, we don't want it. Hold on. There we go. We're just gonna do that really quickly as I insert a photo from my camera roll. Where is this man's? There he is. Hold on. And oh wait, I don't want to insert the photo. No, I want to add as a reference. Import the photo as a reference. There we go. And now we turn it back on so y'all can see again. There we go. Okay, I got my reference for Will. Okay. I just needed to remember how his hair goes. Okay. Speaking of Pixelmon, didn't Pixelmon get shut down? Now now it's like replaced by another mod called like Cobblemon or something. I think that happened, right? Pretty sure that happened. Wait, hold on. Now it goes a bit more. Then there's that. There we go. Alrighty. Have I ever watched Evangelion? I don't know how to I might have just butchered that word. Which should probably answer your question. No, I don't think I have. At least not to my memory. Though it does sound familiar, like I've heard about it, but I don't know if I've ever watched it. Okay, let's grab... Let's actually go in and finish doing his face. Do an eyebrow there. Eyebrow there. Okay. And now we erase the head stuff. Just like that. Okay. And now we merge down, we reference, we find Will's color palette. Okay. Do his head. Do that. Let's put the whites in his eyes so he doesn't look freaking bloodshot. Shadows in the eyes. And now for his pupil, or his actual eye colors. Also, this reference doesn't have his pupils, so I forgot to add them. It's goofy. He's supposed to have them, but I'll add them after putting the color in. like that. There we go. This can go right there. Then we have this for on top of the hair. And airbrush. Not that much. Clipping mask and Gaussian blur. There we go. That's not what I meant to do. We'll put it right there. There we go. Alrighty. What's my favorite video I've made? Ooh, that's a tough one. I have multiple favorites for different reasons. My favorite, like, early animation of mine is my old Soup Store animation. My favorite recent animation, that's a tough one to do, but probably I really liked my The Contract by 21 Pilots animation that I did. Pretty happy with that one. For story-wise though, and for like being a genuine like long story animation, my favorite is my ODST Sabotage. I really like how I got the vibe of that animation done. I just really like it, especially the early bit of it. But it's also just a hard question because I have quite a few I like for different reasons. Up there is my recent Soup Store remaster video, though. I do enjoy that one, but that's just because I really like that audio. Where do I get my T13s? From Figure Fighting Studios. Welcome to the stream. I get my dummy 13s from my 3D printer. I 3D print them myself, actually. But so I kind of 3D print, and I'm working on making more custom dummy 13s, like custom heads and weapons, and I'm gonna paint them so they look a little bit better and stuff. But yeah, that's where I get them from. Yeah, 3D printer is honestly really nice to have, for especially for stop motion, because you can print off so many props. But I am glad that some, like, for people who don't have 3D printers, there is a company, probably, I think it's called Titan 13, that is selling pretty relatively good quality dummy 13 figures and custom ones that they've designed for, I think it's a pretty reasonable price. I haven't checked recently, but that is very cool that they are doing that. Alrighty. I think the banner's done. Pretty happy with it. Pretty happy at how it turned out. do? Oh, no problem. Honestly, really quickly, while I'm, since we've got this done, let's hide all of this stuff and take a look at all the stuff that we drew. We'll put this up. No problem. I enjoyed, the guy above the banner is another character, another gladiator from my upcoming show, The Shattered Isles, named Will, or William is his full name. Just kind of put him there as a little Easter egg. My favorite show is probably Avatar: The Last Airbender, if I had to pick one. Banger show. And welcome to the stream, by the way. You draw? Yix? I can't speak right now. Yeah, I love Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's freaking amazing. Speaking of which, I need to do my freaking rewatch of that show soon. Sokka is freaking the GOAT, dude. After his character arc in season 1, he became one of the best characters ever in all of fiction. Honestly, both of Toph and Sokka are both just freaking such well-written characters. Though I can't really think of any badly written characters in Avatar, so I don't know. Alrighty, how long have we been, wow, it's been 2 hours and 32 minutes. My least favorite episode from Avatar: The Last Airbender? Bro, we don't talk about the live-action show or the movie. There was no live-action show or movie in Ba Sing Se. There wasn't one. Alright? I don't know what you're talking about. Anyways, least favorite episode. I don't know. That's a tough one. I can tell you which episode made me cry the most, which would be Tales of Ba Sing Se. The freaking whoever wrote that episode, God bless you, you did an amazing job. But also, why? Why would you put me through this? It sucks. It sucks. Makes me cry every time I hear that song. Dude, one time I was over at a friend when I was like young. I went over to a friend's house, and they were like, "Hey, do you want to watch something?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm down to watch something. What do you want to watch?" And they were like, "Oh, we're gonna watch this. We're gonna watch Avatar." I was like, "The one with blue people?" And then they were like, "No, Avatar: The Last Airbender." And I was like, "Oh, let's freaking go." And then they proceeded to put on the live-action movie, and I have never felt so betrayed. It was horrible, actually. Are you kidding? There's freaking Avatar: The Last Airbender figures coming out? Jazzware? Jazzwares, I hear you have figures for me to buy. Bro, Magic the Gathering, the card game, just recently announced that they're doing a crossover with Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm gonna be broke. Like, I'm already kind of broke, but it's gonna be bad, boys. It's gonna be really not good. Let's see, brands. Oh, there are freaking Avatar: The Last Airbender figures. Hell, damn, does the Aang actually have like a fabric cloak? That's kind of dope. His face is a little cursed, but it's not bad. It's not bad. I might have to pick these up and do an animation with these. I might have to. Where's my boy Sokka though? They need to if they're gonna do Avatar: The Last Airbender figures, they need to do the whole gang, bro. Get Aang. That's like a hostage situation. Yeah, it was bad. It was. I almost left. I almost got up and was like, nah, bro, I can't do this. But I sat through it. I watched the entire thing, and I came out unhappy. Like, I came out worse than when I went in. So upset there aren't any good Avatar games. True, dude. Freaking who is that guy who was like making his own Avatar game? I was following his progress for like freaking years, bro, and then I don't know what happened. I unsubscribed from him, and then I haven't seen him since. They did announce a new, like, Avatar fighting game, though. Which looks interesting. Avatar Legends, the fighting game, yeah. I'm definitely interested in seeing that. The animation looks dope. Yeah, the Avatar Dreams game. Who's the guy who made that? What was his name? I can't remember what his name was. Frick. Elka Gaming. Does he still upload? Okay, that's cool. I'm glad he's still working on it. Because it looked so cool. I just want them to release PlayStation Dreams on computer. Like, I know it's for PlayStation, but like, come on. Please. I need it. I want to be able to play this freaking Avatar game. But I don't want to have to buy a PS5 to do it, bro. I ain't doing that. Also my screen almost just fell asleep. My tablet screen. Reminds me of Flash animation. Oof. There were some good Flash animations, bro. It is. I did watch the trailer for it, and I was like, this is kind of like a little choppy. Some of the animation looks dope. Like the idle animations, I feel like looked pretty good. And then as soon as they freaking start moving, it's bad. Well, not bad, but not great. It's not great. It's like freaking that scene from One Punch Man, season 3, of Garo sliding down a hill. Have I heard of Bionicle? Brother, have I heard of Bionicle? Hell yeah, I've heard of Bionicle. It's freaking amazing. Unfortunately, it's freaking discontinued. Lego, I will never forgive you for this. I will never forgive you for what you've done. The Bionicle, my freaking... You're so good. Now they're not around no more. Alrighty, well, the banner is complete. And I think that's probably going to be it for this stream. Unfortunately, I am running out of time. But I'll stick around and chat, answer a few more questions for a little bit. Who do I think is going to be the top tier in the fighting game? It's probably going to be Sokka, dude. I'm just going to go on a wild guess and say it's going to be Sokka. He's gonna be able to just like spam his boomerang and stun lock you. That's how it's gonna go. I bet you that. Watch freaking Toph, the greatest earthbender alive, be like low tier in that game. It will be hilarious. If One Punch Man kept the same studio, the animation would have been peak for season 2 and 3. It could have been, yeah, for sure. I mean, I still enjoy watching it. I don't mind the animation that much. It's still a fun watch. But I do agree that season 1 is probably still the best season out of all of them. They have kind of gone down, for sure. But The manga, though, is still freaking dope. Love that. I remember hearing something about, like, the... Watch Toph and Azula be mid-fighters. Honestly, dude, they probably will be. I mean, the old, like, the original studio that animated season 1, they, like, it was a miracle that they actually got the show made, and it was that good, because, like, they didn't have very much time, and I don't think they had very much budget, and so they, like, called in a ton of favors, and alas, we got a freaking banger season of One Punch Man. But unfortunately, the next studio couldn't do that. Have you watched Korra? I think I finished season 1 of it. I haven't actually watched the full show. I didn't. I didn't particularly enjoy Korra that much, so it wasn't like bad. It just wasn't as good as Avatar: The Last Airbender. So, and I mean, maybe it gets better in further along in the seasons from season 1, but I also just don't like Korra's character. I don't know why she pisses me off so much. I don't even know why, bro. It's like, I hear that I've seen like clips and I've watched like story videos, so I kind of like know what happens. And I know that it ended up, they freaking like messed it up. Tenzin, I've seen scenes of Tenzin in later episodes, and he's freaking crazy. He had some cool ass scenes. But also, I know one of the plot points of Korra. Spoilers, by the way, to anybody in the chat who hasn't watched Korra. But I know that one of the plot points was that Tenzin was Aang's favorite kid, and Aang was kind of a neglectful parent to all of his other kids. And I'm like, bull crap, bro. You know Aang would not have been a neglectful dad. Like, maybe an overly excited dad, like he wanted to be a part of everything with his kids. Maybe I could see that, but him being neglectful, hell no. Bro would have freaking been like, he would have gotten his kids and been immediately like, okay, we're gonna go ride the koi fish together. Koi fish? Is that what they were called? The giant ass fish that he rode in the first few episodes? He would have been like, all right, we're going on a family trip, and then they all would have gone and rode the fish. I feel like it just is so out of character for him to be a neglectful dad, you know? And Korra, too, like, I feel like they were a power couple when it came to, picking up where the other one had faults, you know? But, excited for Avatar 7 Havens. I actually don't recognize that name. Is that the next Avatar show? Or is it the movie that's, about the gang when it, After 7 Havens, an upcoming animated... Oh, it's... Okay. Oh, it's the next Avatar, right. follows the next Avatar, who is the Earthbender, right? I am excited for that. Yeah, I am very excited about that. And I'm very excited about, I heard that there's going to be one following, like, the gang when they're adults or, like, young adults. Very excited about that. I don't know if that's a movie. I think it's a movie. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be a Zuko movie, I heard, which would be dope. Zuko, my boy. Still one of the best freaking character developments arcs in the history of the world. And I want to see more Uncle Iroh. More Uncle Iroh is a must. It didn't have the same feeling or energy than in Avatar. Yeah, I think Korra. Korra could have been good, like a banger show on par with Avatar, but it just wasn't quite there. And wasn't quite there, I mean, it wasn't close. It wasn't very close at all. But it, it could. I feel like the studio, like the higher ups at Nickelodeon, unfortunately pulled some strings, and that kind of reduced the quality of the show in general, story wise. But what the frick, Michael Myers in the chat. Guys, I did not know I was in a Dead by Daylight lobby. What the frick is this? He's just standing there, menacingly. The animation Korra is better than, yeah, I could see that. I think it definitely, I mean, it is more modern, and I think they had a bigger team for Korra, if I remember correctly. And the animation of Korra is fire. I do enjoy watching, like, the animation of it. It's just the story that I get a hiccup on. Everything else is freaking high quality. Yeah, I agree. And I mean, the concept, too, was very cool. The exploring, like, what would happen if, exploring the future of the Avatar world and them becoming more modern and less, like, separate nations and more like, cities with all different types of elements in them. It was a very cool concept. They just kind of messed up some of the stuff with, like, the actual overall story, with, like, opening a portal to the spirit world at the end of the series, I think. That was weird. The love square that happened in the show was weird. I mean, it didn't last long, but it was kind of weird. Favorite characters had to be Uncle Iroh, Toph, and Sokka. They are all such good characters. Uncle Iroh is just my favorite character overall, no matter, like, who you compare him to. In all of fiction, he's my favorite character. Did I watch X-Men 97? I did. I did watch X-Men 97. It was a good show. I enjoyed it. It had been, I didn't really remember anything from the original X-Men show that it was, like, continuing on from. So there were some things I didn't quite remember or catch, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. Freaking Gambit, my mans. He deserved better. his name will be remembered. Alrighty, well, do I play Marvel Rivals? I do, occasionally. I used to play it a lot, and then I actually grew smart, and I was like, this isn't fun anymore. So I stopped playing, and then I started playing again when Daredevil was added, and kind of just started playing more for fun, and then to win. Any upcoming animations? I'm gonna have an animation for this Wednesday. I don't really know what it's gonna be yet. It's probably gonna be another Mega Constructs animation like last Wednesday's. But I don't know. And then right soon, I'm just kind of waiting for figures to get finished being worked on. We're working on making some clothing for some figures, and I gotta paint some 3D printed figures, and then once they all get finished, I'm gonna be pumping out animations like crazy, because I'm gonna be like in a creative freaking frenzy, dude. But anyways, Spark After Dark, you're in the dip. Thank you for joining the stream. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you have a good day or night wherever you are, whatever time zone you are in. The stream's probably gonna be wrapping up soon anyways, so because I need to eat dinner. I'm hungry, dude. What did I dress up for as Halloween, or do you not celebrate? I don't really celebrate Halloween, no. But I do buy a ton of candy to give out to kids, because I don't, just because I don't celebrate Halloween and I don't really believe in it, I don't want kids to show up at the door and be like, trick or treat, and then I have to walk up to them and say, sorry, I don't got no candy, bro. you gotta go. I don't got no candy. And I couldn't bring myself to do that, So, even though I don't, really celebrate it, I do get a ton of candy. And I do wear costumes, throughout the year. I like cosplay. So, I did wear a costume to give the candy out, just because I was like, this is a good opportunity to wear one of my costumes I've made that I haven't been able to wear very much. And so I wore a handmade foam ODST costume for this year. Last year I think I wore a Spider-Man costume. Yeah, Spider-Man costume. But this year was an ODST, which it was so, since it's made out of foam, it's a really bulky costume, and it's really hard to move in. Yo, chicken jockey. I'm getting flashbacks to the freaking theaters, bro. Not the chicken jockey, please. Anything but the chicken jockey. This is dope, though. Yeah, I think it's, even if you don't celebrate Halloween, I think it's fun to dress up. Just because it's fun to... I have fun building costumes, or just wearing costumes, and, being characters I like. It's a fun time. Anyways, How long have we been streaming for? Oh, we're ticking down the time to 3 hours. Hold on. We'll wait until it says 3 hours and then we'll wrap it up. Freaking starving, bro. Alrighty. 5, 4. Oh wait, no. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. A few more seconds. I'm hungry too, Red Wolf Boy. Dinner is ready for me to go eat. I just haven't done it yet. I'm probably gonna have to reheat it. It's cold now. But, alrighty, it's official. We've passed the 3-hour mark. Gambit and Nightcrawler in Marvel Rivals would be dope. Nightcrawler especially. But, alrighty, everybody. That is gonna be it for this stream. We've made it across the 3-hour mark. We got a new YouTube banner. Next, we will be working on a new YouTube logo, perhaps, I think. I'm hesitant because I love the logo I have currently. It was made by Crimson Animations. I hope I hope I remembered his name correctly. Hold on. But since we're doing an overhaul, I feel like I should do the logo too. Anyways, so I will talk to you all guys later. I hope you have a wonderful day or night, depending on where you are and what time zone you all are in. And thank you for joining the stream. Thank you for chatting. Thank you for all the suggestions and the requests while drawing. And I will talk to you all later. Bye-bye.